Welcome to a brand new spooky review from Spooky Ventures. Lately I've been doing these with a script that I write. I decided to just go ahead and try to wing this one like I used to do them. Let's see how that goes. We're here to talk about the brand new Arrow release of Blu-ray release of the movie Edge of Sanity. And one quick description of Edge of Sanity is Anthony Perkins is at it again, cutting people up. No, he doesn't play Norman Bates, although you can clearly see some Norman Bates in his performance. This movie is an interesting combination of Jack the Ripper and Jack the Ripper and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Perkins plays Dr. Jekyll, and the basic story of that, and it turns out that Mr. Hyde is responsible for murders that wind up billed as Jack the Ripper. This is a pretty cool movie. It really gets some serious points for the original idea. I like that kind of a mashup, and I think it works pretty well. There are a few issues with it. For one thing, it's perhaps a little too erotic. I mean, I understand that the eroticism is sort of part of the whole premise of the show, but I think it could have probably gotten by with a little bit less of that. I think maybe there was more of it than was necessary. That said, if you're into that kind of thing, you might really appreciate it. I will say that, I have to give them kudos there. It isn't just, showing off women's bodies. In fact, something that's unusual, there's some scenes of full male nudity, which, like I say, you don't see those in films that often. In Anthony Perkins' performance, I love Anthony Perkins in Psycho. I'm a big fan of Psycho and a big fan of Norman Bates. Anthony's a little limited, though, as an actor, I think, and he sort of tries for a British accent, and it's kind of weird because it sort of comes and goes from one line to the next. I don't think he was really that good at it. The movie starts a little slow, but once it gets into the more slashing parts, it does have some real horror, and it gets pretty downright crazed at times. And like I say, there is some real Norman Bates sort of stuff going on there. In fact, I'm not going to give it away, but the end scene looks like something right out of Psycho to me. I recommend the movie. Just keep in mind, if you get offended by a lot of sexual content, you might find yourself uncomfortable. I wouldn't say I was uncomfortable, but I did think it was perhaps a little over the top. Also, I would say that, it does have some really slow parts, but all in all, is a pretty good film. It's certainly worth seeing, especially if you're a fan of Perkins. It does get points for the inventiveness of mashing those two things together. This release from Arrow includes some bonus features, some interviews and things like that. But really, the movie is sort of, it's a new restoration of the film too. So it's nice, high quality video of a movie from 1989. So I would say I recommend this. Just you have to go into it knowing that this is not a perfect film, but how many films really are? And I did like some of the changes they made to the Jekyll story too. I just think that it was they perhaps went places with it that you couldn't have gone in when they did the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde films way back when, without getting into trouble. But certainly some of this stuff was actually hinted at originally. So, all in all, I would recommend it. I wouldn't say it's a heartily recommended, but it is certainly recommended. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.